But all the progressives that people love, I hope that they actually speak up now that there's 5 Americans on this ship, and also the fact that there's one labor leader that represents the labor movement on the ship as well.
Everybody, welcome to today's show. I got to jump right into it. We got a special guest with us, Christian Smalls, founder and president of the Amazon Labor Union, who scored a huge victory in 2023 when workers in Amazon's warehouse on Staten Island voted to unionize. He has previously been fired by Amazon for blowing the whistle on unsafe working conditions and poor treatment of workers at the warehouse. This week, he announced he will be participating in the next Freedom Flotilla to Gaza. Please welcome back to the show, Christian Smalls. Hey, Christian.
All right, this is going to take a second.
Let me just set it up.
Go ahead.
Let me set it up, and maybe we'll get him back. So, Christian Smalls, you know him. He started I'm pretty sure, the one and only Amazon Union. A black guy on Staten Island organized a bunch of different people, a lot of them Trump voters, to make the first Amazon Union. And so now he's on this new flotilla. You remember how Greta Thunberg, the one good thing she did, she was on the flotilla trying to bring aid to Gaza. Well, now he's on it, and he sent this letter to Trump. The same labor movement that once stood against apartheid in South Africa is now quiet as another apartheid state bombs hospitals, schools, and refugee camps. I am calling on the U.S. labor to take a stand. Shut down all arms shipments to Israel, pass ceasefire resolutions immediately, and get on the right side of history. We will not be intimidated. That makes Amazon complicit in genocide. It's time they are... that makes Amazon complicit in genocide, and it's time that they are held accountable legally, politically, and economically. We will not be silent. We will not stop until the bombs stop, the blockade ends, and the people of Gaza are free. This is also about corporate and labor accountability. So it would be great if people just refused to ship arms anymore to Israel. If there was a labor movement that did that, that would be great. Let me address Amazon, a company I know better than most. Amazon isn't just union busting. It's actively participating in the occupation and surveillance of the Palestinian people. Through its billion-dollar contracts with the Israeli military, Amazon powers the very cloud infrastructure that enables apartheid. Their AWS system and facial recognition technologies are being used to monitor, track, and target Palestinians with lethal precision. That makes Amazon complicit in genocide, and it's time they are held accountable legally, politically, and economically. I think this is a great idea. Christian Smalls seems to be full of great ideas. This is another one of them, and I hope he's successful. Here he is back with us now. Christian, this is a great idea, and what do you think the chances are of other labor organizations joining you? Oh, he's frozen again.
Go ahead.
Go ahead if you can talk. Oh, he's on the ship right now.
Yeah.
He's on the flotilla right now.
Yeah, and he's trying to get good reception. That's the problem.
I know, and I super appreciate him trying. Here, I'll just read his one last tweet. He says, glad to see more Dems are supporting Palestine. It only took a failed presidential election, almost 500,000 deaths, and 2+ years of ongoing slaughter. Okay, here he is again. Okay, so this is a great idea. What do you think the chances are of you getting other labor organizations on board?
Well, I mean, I'm taking a stance that's unprecedented, but, it's very much needed right now. We have a lot of complicit labor unions that are still shipping arms to Israel. That doesn't make any sense when they're supposed to be standing up for the working class, not participating in genocide. And that's exactly what we're...
So he keeps freezing. That's going to be expected. He's on a ship headed to Palestine, headed to Gaza. And he's right that there are lots of other labor unions participating.
There's a lot of labor leaders and labor organizations.
Okay. So have you spoken with any other labor leaders?
No, not in particular. I mean, this labor unions that I've spoken with across Palestine, of course. Susan Salam is one of them. She's the president of the Women's Trade Union down in Palestine, based in Jerusalem. And a lot of the trade unions, of course, that are on this side of the planet, I've been in company with for the last few years. And as far as doing this was an individual choice. You know, it wasn't like I had to reach out to anybody in the labor movement to do this. This is a different movement, but it's all connected.
Okay. And how afraid are you for your safety?
Well, it's really not about just me. It's really about the crew. You know, we gotta make sure that we don't do anything to antagonize, of course, because it's not about one person. They'll take it out on everybody. And on this mission, we have a lot of women, of course, and you know, it's 18 of us selling, and you know, half of them are women. More than half of them are women. So we want to make sure the men definitely protect the women, and we protect one another. And we come as nonviolent. We come with no weapons. We come with baby formula and baby diapers and medical supplies and food and things that they need.
Okay, that's amazing. How did you become a part of this? Did they reach out to you?
No, I mean, like I said, I've known these activists from other movements that I've joined on the ground with them over the years. Greta is one in particular. I know Greta from when I visited Sweden in the past. I met her, not met her, but I been in company with her while she was protesting out there for climate, and a couple of other leaders I've known in the past. We've been in contacts, and yeah, they're my comrades. So I told them to sign me up for this one, sign me up for the next one when they were already sailing on the last one.
And so is there anything that Amazon employees could do to block shipments, or is it just that they're using their high-tech stuff that they can't really stop?
Well, it's not the workers. It's really the AWS services, right? The web services is what's powering the Iron Dome.
Okay.
Literally, it's Amazon. Amazon is controlling the surveillance, the technology that the military uses is ran by AWS. So it's not about the workers, it's about everybody. Anybody that supports Amazon or any of these other corporations, you're supporting genocide. There's no way around it.
Yeah, so the UN just did a report, released a report saying, identifying all these high-tech companies, Google being one of them, Amazon, Apple, how they're all profiting, in fact, off this genocide, which is another level of depravity, that they're actually making profits off it. And how do the people in your in your union feel about this, and how do they feel about your mission?
Well, my union, we've been very pro-Palestine since the very beginning, since October 7th. We put out a statement. We was probably one of the first unions to do it, to put out a statement publicly. Secondly, they support me, one another, and they support everything that I've done. And, you know, my union is unique because we are affiliated with the Teamsters now. But at the end of the day, you know, I don't have no employment with neither one of them. I'm a volunteer, and I always have been. And what I do as an individual doesn't pertain to always to my union. It's just, you know, I'm doing it on behalf of Amazon workers who, you know, obviously they're slaving away right now at Prime Week. They can't do what I'm doing. So this is my personal initiative to try to, once again, connect the dots and let people know that all of these struggles are connected.
And so this is, you know, you're trying to bring awareness to labor workers all around the world, right? That's what this is about, to raise awareness. This is
about Gaza, really. Honestly, that's all it is. This is about Gaza and the people of Palestine. Everybody on this ship, we understand that, you know, it's in our training. We've gone through training, extensive hours of training, days in a row, hours on end, every morning, early morning. It's a part of our training that we're not here for ourselves. We're here for Palestine. We're here for Gaza. And, labor unions have a role to play. We all have a role to play. Everybody has watched for the last 2+ years, almost 500,000 people get slaughtered on Instagram and on Twitter and on social media. So if by us sitting and being complicit, that's what we can't do in this moment. We have to do something in our own way. I'm not saying that everybody needs to join the flotilla. This is something that I chose to do. But whatever way you feel like you can speak up or amplify or spread awareness of what's going on in Gaza, do it. There's nothing stopping anybody from doing something. We can't just sit back, because this history we're going to pay a price for everything that's going on right now in Gaza. The fact that 500,000 people have died, mostly women and children. It's a shame that we have to put our lives at risk to spread awareness. And I hope that labor unions, they do the right thing and they stop shipping arms. But most importantly, these so-called progressive politicians that everybody loves, I hope they take this moment now that there's 5 Americans on this ship, one including the captain. I hope that with 5 Americans on, that they change the narrative and they change their tune, and they really put pressure on Israel's government, especially Trump right now, since he just invited Bibi, to let us in safely and let us deliver this aid and stand down and don't intercept.
Have you been in contact with any American politicians, and especially the progressive ones that are so self-described?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I've never played politics close. I don't, I'm not fond of politicians at all. I don't endorse them. It's just something that I'm strongly, I've seen over the past few years, especially, how they'll talk, the good talk, and they'll sell the working class people out. So it's no need to put my faith in politicians when I know the real work and real change comes from everyday people and everyday activists like myself that actually gets out and do the work. There's nothing stopping any politician from joining the flotilla. We have politicians on the flotilla right now as we speak. They're coming from other countries, from other parliaments, but they're here because they understand the importance of standing in solidarity with the working class. And our politicians, we already know, for decades they have not. They have not done that in the way that they need. They're very retroactive, and this is a moment where even the so-called progressives, y'all can name them, I'm not going to sit here and do it, but all the progressives that people love, I hope that they actually speak up now that there's 5 Americans on this ship, and also the fact that there's one labor leader that represents the labor movement on this ship as well.
Well, our hats off to you. Great. This is a great idea. Great thing you're doing. I appreciate you putting your neck on the line. And how, just quickly before we say goodbye, as long as we have a connection, how are things going with the Amazon unions, and how is that union doing that you established?
Right now, they're fighting for a contract still. It's unfortunate that even though we won three years ago, we don't have a contract because we don't have a bargaining order. And that has to do with the system as well. The system that Trump has dismantled in his first 2 weeks of office was for a reason. He dismantled the NLRB for a reason, because labor is a threat. And unfortunately, our fight in labor is going to be very difficult under this administration. But, our union is in good spirits. They're out there fighting every day. They just had a rally at the building for Prime Day yesterday, I believe. And some great people pulled up on them and showed up. I think even Zoran maybe. So they're doing fine as far as organizing, but there's still a lot more that we need to do. And unfortunately, we're going to have a hard uphill battle with the Trump administration.
So with the National Labor Relations Board, Trump, he replaced some people who were more sympathetic to labor, and with people who are obviously anti-labor and pro-corporation. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, think about it. In his first 10 to 12 days, his first 2 weeks, the first thing he did was attack the labor board. If that didn't wake up the labor unions, I don't know what else could. There's a reason behind that. And the fact of the matter is, union density is in the gutter in America. We're talking less than 6% in the private sector, less than 10% in the public sector. Nobody's in the union. You know, the labor movement is very small and very weak, unfortunately. And people don't want to say it and call it out how it is because, you know, there's great moments. We have really great moments. But as far as organizing on a massive level, we're nowhere near where we need to be in America, nowhere near it. And it's still on a decline. And now you got the threat of artificial intelligence. So I don't know what the hell these labor unions are doing. I really don't. You know, I can't speak for all of them. You know, there's obviously good locals and progressive locals, pro-Palestinian locals, but these international leaders, and we know who they are, they're just, once again, they're playing the politician role. They're talking a good talk, but they're not really walking the walk. And that's unfortunate. But maybe if we call them out, maybe if we hold them accountable, you know, maybe, you know, somebody like me that's pushing labor unions to do more things on the ground, hopefully, you know, things will turn around. But we're in trouble right now in America. If we don't figure this out, the working class is going to be really suffering even more than what we are now.
Do you think you'll ever see, you know, the ultimate weapon of a labor union is the threat of a strike? Do you think you see a strike being able to happen and actually working with Amazon if needed?
At the moment, no. I mean, unfortunately, we're not there yet. You know, we're just not. As a country, we're so divided. Even in the left, we're so divided. Even in labor unions, labor movement, they're so divided that unfortunately, we're nowhere near that. You know, people can call out a general strike all they want. That's wishful thinking. But when you're talking about a country, like I said, with union density in the gutter, how are you going to call a general strike? It doesn't make any sense. You know, other countries that we watch and love, you know, they have higher union density and they have more militant labor unions. Their labor unions have been doing general strikes for decades, and we haven't done one. You know, so it's really we have to once again change the trajectory of the union density, and the way you do that is by organizing. You got to get out and organize on the ground, and you got to educate people on a massive level. Every teacher in the country right now should have labor in their curriculum, and it's just not that.
Yeah, that's definitely not happening. And in fact, they've actually turned people against teacher unions. They've, you know, that's easily done by the politicians and the establishment, is to get people to demonize teachers unions, even though every time the teacher unions stand up, they win. And they do set a template for what we should be doing. All right. Well, good luck with everything. Good luck with your latest mission to Gaza. And thanks for keeping everybody's eye on this. And let us know how it goes. We'll be watching you. And best wishes and thoughts and prayers and all that stuff. And thanks again for making time for us. Stay safe. Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Toronto, Red Bank, New Jersey, Northampton, Massachusetts, Concord, New Hampshire, Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.